this video, I'm going to start with an empty account as if I've just started a new trial, and then I'll add some initial records to the system. Before we can add a tenancy, we need a property, and a property belongs to a landlord, so we need to start there. We can add a landlord via the landlord's menu or at the same time as adding a property, so I'm going to start with the first option here. When adding any record, you only have to add some quick key information. Mandatory fields are indicated by red stars, and some fields will change depending on others. For example, for an individual, I need to add a first name and a surname, but for a company, I need to provide a company name. You can come back and update the record later to add extra information. For UK-based accounts, you can use the postcode lookup service to speed up your data entry and get accurate addresses. I'll use this in a moment when I create a new property, but for now I'm just going to add the name and leave the rest of the contact information for later. When you've added a new landlord, it will automatically take you to a form to add a new property, but let's cancel out of this now as I'm going to show you that other way in a second. Let's search for the landlord we just added. Since there's only one record, we're taken straight to it. From here, you can then update the landlord's details, for example, to add more contact information via the options menu. So let's go ahead and add an email address. That can be used to grant a landlord access to the system if you wish, but we'll discuss that in another video. On the landlord overview, you'll see their contact information, which is always on the right, their financial account data, for example, rent income versus management charges, which is in the middle pane, and other landlord specific information on the left, for example, a list of the properties in their portfolio. For now, let's leave this landlord and add a new one, but this time we'll do it at the same time as adding a property. So from the properties menu, select add property or click the plus icon in the top right. Both actions will take you to the same place. You can select an existing landlord from the list, or you can add a new one on the fly. That new landlord will be created as well as the property when we click save in a moment. Let's use the postcode lookup service to get the full address details. I'm just using a test address here, and I can select the matching address from the list. If the address you're looking for is not found, or if the property is not in the UK, you can always just enter the address manually. If you have more than one agency branch, you can assign it accordingly, and the management fee will be automatically set to the agency's default configuration. In this case, 10% of rent collected. In a later video, we'll see how you can change the way your agency charges fees, and we'll also look at how that comes into play when recording rent receipts. Click Save to add the property record, and that gives us a basic property listing. As with the landlord, you can now update the property to add more information such as marketing details for advertising on the property portals, photos, brochures, etc., or you can jump straight in and create a tenancy. In an upcoming video, we'll look at getting the property ready to market to prospective tenants via the property portals or your own website.